decided what was important to us, what wasn't important to us, what's most important, what's least important in a sailboat, and made our decision. And we finally bought a sailboat. This is a 2001 Hunter 410, 41 foot, approximately. I think it's 40 foot 8 inches by 14 feet 6 inches wide, I think, if I remember right. So here's a tour of the interior. It's basically a 3-cabin, 2-head layout with the L-shaped galley. L-shaped galley was something that was very important to us. I wanted the full cabin in the back, the owner's version, but after looking at the 3-cabin version, I think this is going to be a better fit for us because we both have, sizable families who will always be wanting to join us. So we're going to have room for extra people. It has a full shower, which is pretty awesome. It only has a 6-gallon hot water tank, but just take a short shower. Jump in the ocean, clean up, and then jump back in the boat and rinse off with warm water. These 2 cabins are actually a lot bigger than they look. I laid down in one of them, and my feet was not even close to taking up the whole bed. So you can easily sleep 2 people per cabin, and there's 2 identical cabins in the back. And here is the starboard cabin on this side. So the owner's version is just one big cabin in the back. Now here's the L-shaped galley, which is something that was important to me because I know Maria loves to cook, so I wanted to have an L-shaped galley for that purpose because there's just a lot. I think there's more room in the L-shaped galley, and it's easier to stand and hang on if you're underway and there's waves, so you have a little more stability and places to hang on to compared to the Beneteau, which was another boat that we really liked. However, the L-shaped galleys and the Beneteaus were not exactly what we were looking for. The nav station is pretty nice. This boat's pretty basic. It doesn't have a lot of additional equipment at this point. The good thing is we can set it up ourselves. This was another thing that we wanted, was a large dining area with a settee across from it. Now this is the front berth, which neither one of us likes the V berth, so we wanted a Pullman's berth. So this boat actually had a Pullman's berth, which was exactly what we wanted. Oh, and another head in the front of the boat. So like I said, it's 2 heads, which 2 heads to me is that's going to be a luxury. The engine only has 814 hours on it, and for a diesel, that's really next to nothing. It's got some fan belt or V belt dust on the front of it, but other than that, there's some rust on the port side. 814 hours, there could be nothing wrong with it really. The top deck is basically like new. The rigging is like new. And this boat came out of Maine, so it's a 2001, but they only have about a 5-month sailing season in Maine, so really it doesn't get a lot of use every year. So I think overall it's going to be a good boat for us for years and years. I'm hoping not to ever buy another boat besides this one. A lot of people frown on Hunters. I've had a Hunter sailboat now for 5 years, and it's never given me a problem. So I'm thinking, I'm just going to move up to a bigger Hunter, since I've had such good luck with my smaller Hunter, and we'll take a chance on Hunter, even though all the naysayers out there are going to say that it's not a good boat or whatever. But there's a lot of people who say Chevys aren't good, but Chevys are great. There's people who say Fords aren't great, but they're great too. So, and we have no intention of ever sailing across the Atlantic or the Pacific. We just want to coast along or sail along the coast of the United States, down around Florida and around the Keys, maybe the Gulf of Mexico, the Great Lakes, and over to the Caribbean. And that's about the extent of our cruising plans. Anything beyond that is just not on our radar. So I think this boat is going to be more than sufficient for that. Our plan is to it's in Maine. Our plan is to take this boat and have it hauled to New York, around Waterford, maybe further south down around Albany, and we're going to have it put in the water, and we are going to motor it across the Erie Canal. Now this is going to happen probably in September, toward the end of the season, and we'll make a nice video of that. So hopefully that all works out, because that would definitely be something worth putting on YouTube. So I appreciate you watching the tour of the new Pau Hana, and we will talk to you next time.